Hello and welcome back to another day in the free-to-play arena. It is me, it is CGB on the Covert Go Free account, and today we're going to look at tuning the last of our monocolor decks that we get for starting the set, and that is Angelic Army. For those of you who may be new to my free-to-play series, we have used the promo codes to get ourselves the free packs that you can get. Check those out in the very first video of the series, or look on Reddit for MTG Arena promo codes to get a list of active codes. We've also opened between 10 and 20 packs, somewhere like that, by doing our daily quests. So that's what gives us the collection that we have. We've also unlocked a certain amount of the Mastery Tree. I may as well show that here. With white being our last color, we've also opened several other cards along the way. So you may see some of those as we go through our collection that you don't have in your collection yet if you're just starting your MTG Arena journey. Don't worry. The idea of the deck, or of this video about the deck, is that we're going to try to show you the cards that I think are very important to the deck and the cards that can go, and how we try to trim those out and replace them with stronger cards along the way. What I'm also going to say right at the front is that there are three kinds of videos here on the CGB free account, and we use the letters TLC, which of course in R&B stands for Tender Loving Care, and in WWE stands for Tables, Ladders, and Chairs, and here on my channel stands for Tuning, Ladder, and Crafting. This is going to be a tuning video where we're working on our deck. Ladder, of course, will be battling on the ladder to try to reach Mythic as a free-to-play player, and those will be coming up soon. But first there'll be crafting videos where I show you what decks to craft, what cards to craft, and what to use wild cards on. So this tuning video focusing on mono white, let's get into it. The Angelic Army. So what we've got here, let's look over the cards in the deck. We've got 4 Charmed Strays, which are good in multiples. Whenever it enters the battlefield, a counter on each other Charmed Stray. So this is a card where I think you either run 4 of them or none of them. Tactical Advantage is a cheap pump spell to give +2/+2 until end of turn to an attack, a blocking or blocked creature. Fencing Ace is a 2-mana 1/1 double strike, which goes very well with pump spells. Impassioned Orator gains a life whenever a creature enters the battlefield. Moment of Heroism is giving out lifelink to creatures, so it's another pump spell. Pacifism is like a removal spell, 2 mana, and a creature can't attack or block. Angel of Vitality gains extra life, and if you get up to 25 life, it gets very much larger. Angelic Reward is a pump spell, a very expensive one. Wow, we go from 3 mana to 5 mana with no 4-drops in the deck whatsoever. Bond of Discipline, tap all creatures your opponents control and creatures you control gain lifelink. Confront the Assault, cast only if you're being attacked, create some spirits. Dawning Angel, 3/2 flying, gain 4 life. Sarah Angel, 4/4 flying vigilance. Spiritual Guardian is 5 mana for a 3/4 that gains 4 life. Inspiring Commander is a rare power. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield, you gain a life and you draw a card. So this is great with a bunch of small creatures. I can already tell that we're kind of mixed between small and big creatures. Sarah's Guardian is 6 mana for a 5/5 vigilance that gives other things vigilance, and Meteor Golem is in all of these decks as something that can destroy any permanent. So right away with white, I feel like I have to be pretty aggressive. I'm going to cut the cards that I know are pretty bad, and then I'm going to rebuild from my collection so you can see where I sit on which cards should stay in the deck. Charmed Stray eventually will likely need to get cut, but it can stay for now just because it does add some synergy. When you are a free-to-play player building up your deck, there are 2 things to look for. One is card advantage, cards that create and produce multiple cards. A second thing to look for is removal, things that kill the opponent's best cards. And the third thing, I think I said 2 things, but there are actually 3. The third thing to look for is synergy. Synergy is cards that play well together and work off each other, and especially in an aggressive deck, you're going to look for that. A few kinds of synergy would include tribal synergy, which would be cards that help all cats, or mechanic synergy, cards that help when you gain life. I think that we're going to end up being a deck that really looks to gain life. I do not like this card. I also am not a big fan of Fencing Ace unless we have some human tribal synergy, something of that nature, because on its own, you have to combine it with a pump spell to do well, and otherwise it's a pretty weak card. I'm going to keep the life synergy going right now, though, because I see the Angel of Vitality has life synergy, Heroism, Orator, Charmed Stray, these all have life synergy, and this is removal. So I'm going to cut the reward because it doesn't fit with any of those things. Bond of Discipline fits with the life strategy, but it's a really expensive card to try to gain that lifelink, and I don't really like it. I know it can steal games, but we already have flying on our angels. It doesn't seem right to me. Neither does Confront the Assault, as we're not really a spirit deck, and we don't want to get attacked. We want to be attacking. The Dawning Angel gains life, so you can stay. Sarah Angel... We'll need other things that work well with angels for Sarah Angel to be good. Spiritual Guardian gains life, but at 5 mana, it's a really expensive synergy that I just don't believe in, and I'd much rather have a Sarah Angel for 5 mana. Then I'll keep the Commander and the Guardian for now, and I don't think I'm going to want this Meteor Golem. So right away we have 13 cards, and we're looking for life synergy. This Healer's Hawk has life synergy. It's a flying life linker, so that can help a lot. We're also looking for removal, which Righteous Blow may be able to do. Battlefield Promotion is +1/+1, first strike, and 2 life. It's kind of synergistic, but it's not very strong. At 2 mana, it's a better pump spell than Tactical Advantage, because the +1/+1 counter is permanent. The first strike can be really helpful, and there's 2 life attached, but I still don't think it's very good. Same with... Now, I like Angelic Gift because when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card. Is that just... It's kind of a silly reason to be so into the card, but anything that draws a card, like I said, card advantage. Anything that draws a card when you're on a free-to-play thing needs a few looks. This has lifelink, so it may be considered. Impassioned Orator, we could need a 4th one, who knows. Apostle of Purifying Light has this mechanic protection from black, so while it doesn't work with anything else in our deck, if we happen to play a black deck, this could steal the game. I'm going to consider it, as sometimes when you need that last card in the deck, having a way to steal the game is good. We could have a 4th Moment of Heroism. I'll add it for now, but I am going to be looking to remove it. Pacifism, I'll add it for now. Revitalize gains life and draws a card, so that can certainly go into the deck. Raise the Alarm creates 2 creatures at instant speed, which, while it doesn't combine with much, it does combine with the Orator. It can gain 2 life when we do it. I don't know if that's going to make it good enough. I'll add it for now as an option, but I don't think it's particularly strong. The Stalwart has Mentor, which can increase the power of our Charmed Strays or Healer Hawks, so I think that the Stalwart is more likely to make it. As long as the creature with Mentor attacks, put a counter on target attacking creature with lesser power. We have plenty of things for the Stalwart to pump, which makes it a good addition. What else can we put in the deck? This is a nice strong little value 2-drop. When it dies, it makes 2 spirits. It might... I said 2, I mean 3. We don't have many 3-drops in general, so this may actually need to go into the deck, just as something to put in that place. Ajani, the Strength of the Pride, is exactly what we're looking for. This creates some Pridemate cat soldiers that whenever you gain life, they get bigger, and the plus also gains more life. So just gaining life isn't good enough. Your life total doesn't matter. If the opponent has stronger cards than you, they'll beat you to death over time. It's just about how long it takes. What you have to do is you have to find a way to convert your life total into power. And that's what cards like Ajani's Pridemate or Ajani's Strength of the Pride and the -2 that creates Ajani's Pridemates does. What else are we looking for? There is another Dawning Angel if we want it. I don't know that we do. The Legion of Light is a 6 mana 5/5 Mentor Angel. It's a very large angel. We may as well add more large flyers to the deck. And Sephara Sky's Blade is a very large angel. We can play it for 7 mana, and it has flying lifelink, and other creatures with flying have indestructible, but we can also tap 4 flyers to play it. We do have a decent amount of flyers, and actually this Ministrant of Obligation can produce flyers, so I'll give you a shot. Then we're looking if there's any artifacts that make the cut now, and I don't see any. None of these really speak to me for this deck. So we have 9 cards to cut. That's good news. Mostly we have a ton of 2-drops. We do have pacifisms for removal, which makes Righteous Blow kind of a more awkward removal spell that we probably don't need. It can only kill very small things. Moment of Heroism, I think we have a few too many of these. I don't know if we need any, to be honest. So I'll just keep it as a 2 of for the moment, and we'll see if we can trim them or keep them. Dawning Angel's pretty nice, but... And the 4 life can be pretty nice. I just don't know if I necessarily need that. You know, it's probably better than a lot of other things, especially if we're trying to get our flyers down. I don't think Raise the Alarm goes with enough things now that I've looked at it. So I'm going to pull that out. This deck is pretty aggressive, which might make Revitalize bad, but the fact that Revitalize can draw us closer to our cards that are actually powerful makes me keep it around. I think the Daybreak Chaplain, while being a lifelinker, can be trimmed because we don't really need that. Same with the Apostle of Purifying Light. Since I have enough good cards, I don't think I need to run something that situational. We have 28 creatures, so I can certainly trim a few more creatures here. The Orators are good in multiples because you can just gain so much life from playing creatures that the opponent has trouble killing you. Charmed Strays are great in multiples. Healer's Hawks are good. These can mentor the 1-drops, which is important. So I guess Dawning Angel or some of these more expensive cards are the ones that need to be cut. And from that group, I think it's got to be the Dawning Angel. It's just not as powerful. So with that, I think I've tuned my white deck. Just a note on tuning, we're not going to agree on everything. You can take my advice or you can leave it. You can certainly keep in some cards. If I'm telling you to cut your favorite card, you should consider why, but you don't have to. I totally get it. And I often come back and tune and retune well after the fact. This is all kind of live to show you thought process, not necessarily here's your list, play it like this. All right, let's dive into some games. Charmed Stray and Impassioned Order are ready to go. Lock and load. Do you ever get bored waiting for your opponent? You can play a game called Topple the Statue. Click this thing till it falls over. Boom. Did it. Feel like I achieved something today. Let's light this building on fire. Yeah, the beacon is lit. We're calling the Parahelion. Is that it? There it goes. Yep, kind of moves around and does stuff. I think it does that whether I click on it or not, though. All right, game on. Our opponent resolved 1 mulligan. We can light this thing up over here. This does things. Yay for interactive boards. Another land is not what I wanted or needed. But we'll get our first shots in on the opponent, who is opened with a Stone Quarry. Red and white. No, don't kill it. Don't kill it. Ah, they're waiting. Very wise. So if they have a removal spell, they're waiting to see if I play this Angelic Gift. So because of that, I don't want to play something when they might remove it. I'm going to attack now. Your turn. No Angelic Gift into open mana for me. I really want to draw this card, and if the opponent kills one of my creatures in response, I don't get to draw. Would make me sad. Clifftop Retreat's a rare land. I'm jelly. I want a Clifftop Retreat in my life. What you doing? Bugle. Alright, the Militia Bugler is a pretty good card. Fetches out a Leonin Vanguard. Very nice. Now we can go ahead and go in with our Angelic Gift on the order. Healer's Hawk. I'm going to save the pacifism. I'm not in a rush to pacify the Militia Bugler. I want to pacify something bigger, stronger, and potentially flying, so I can continue to attack for flying damage as much as possible. Here comes that removal spell. Lightning has struck. The Orator is gone. And here is the Vanguard. And another Vanguard. That gains a lot of life. So it looks like the opponent has the intro version of this deck from M19. We have the version from... Well, they have the Boros M19 deck. We have the M20 deck. Not nearly as powerful as the Leonin Vanguard version, which can generate a lot of life. But we drew another Charmed Stray. That will make this Charmed Stray a 2/2. And we can keep pecking away with our Healer's Hawk. And I'm going to hold on to these pacifisms. I'm still waiting for something stronger to use them on. Using your removal on the right thing often takes patience. You're waiting for, like, the opponent to play something large. If they just play a bunch of small creatures, your pacifisms aren't that good anyway. Paladin of the Bloodstained will make a vampire, and it's a 3/2 body. And now the opponent is smashing me. Think we'll block here? We can get the Bugler off the board, but then we lose our 2/2 anyway. Maybe it's better to take out a Vanguard because of its life gain capability. Yeah, I think it is. Now I'm going to show you another trick. I'm going to put the 1/1 in front of the Vanguard 2. This is going to gain us 3 life instead of 2, but the Vanguard's only going to kill this Stray, which it would have killed anyway. So it gives us a bonus life. A lot of people miss that. There's Light of the Legion, but we need 1 more mana to play her. Oof. Ugh. Alright. Let's keep cracking in the air. I'm going to use a pacifism to slow down the Paladin of Bloodstained and try to buy me some time to get to cast this Light of the Legion. I might take 4 damage this turn, but that's okay. Bogart Brood is a 3/2 menace. Now, I could trade here with this one, but if I draw another cat, I'm going to really want to have this Charm Stray around, so I'll take 5 damage for now. And there's the land. When it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature I control. That will be fun. Let's keep pecking away with our Hawk and see if the opponent saved a removal spell for the large flyer. This is where having the giant 6-drops in our deck can pay off, as we might just have things that are too strong. Oh no. No, not Captivating Crew. This is a rare pirate that can gain control of a creature I control for 4 mana. And pacifism won't stop that ability. Wow. It's an aggressive attack by the opponent, though. I guess we get to kill something, but we're probably just going to lose to the crew. Yes, our opponent's creature is strong, our creature's weak. Alrighty. I suppose I'll put a pacifism on the crew and get a little more damage in while I can. Then I'm going to die. We could hold back and put some blocks up, but it's not going to matter very much, to be honest. Let's go ahead and mentor you so that you're a little bit better for the future. We need the opponent to forget how to use their Captivating Crew, but if they remember, I don't think we can beat the Light of the Legion attacking us. Yep, they remembered. Yeah, no blocks. Down to 4. And we didn't draw something that would help us steal the game. There was still a part of me inside that was like, do I have a way that's going to pull this off? But nope, not here. Let's go ahead and pump up the Healer's Hawk. A little bit more lifelink. Okay, the opponent's taking their time, but we've lost, so I'm just going to leave. And we played the game, so hopefully that will let us do the tree and improve our deck a bit. So, all right, so this happened before. It says that you have to play a game with a white deck to unlock, but then it didn't unlock. So what I did last time is I closed the program and re-entered. Let's see if it works this time. Okay, yay, the orb is open, and we're about to unlock these Ajani's Pridemates, which is huge, because I think the white deck, from what I've seen, might be the weakest of the decks as it's handed to you. These Ajani's Pridemates, though, could certainly increase the abilities by giving us big, powerful threats. So lock them in. So I unlock these orbs by playing my dailies. If you need to unlock them over several days, don't feel bad about that. That's very normal. Let's get Dawn of Hope and Inspiring Commander number 2 into the deck. Now we'll add more Sarah's Guardian, the Loxodon Life Chanter, another Angelic reward. I don't understand what that's necessarily doing. Maybe it just steals some games because you give flying to your pride mates. I don't know. And then cosmetic because we can. All right, let's claim that. Now we'll go work on our deck a little bit more now that we've worked out the mastery tree. So the AI is going to take out some cards that they think aren't nearly as good. I'm going to keep the Charmed Strays. I don't think there's anything wrong with being low to the ground and aggressive like that. I think that works very well. They took out the Impassioned Orators, which work incredibly well with the Johnny's Pride Mate. So I don't really like that takeout either. If we're gonna play a life theme deck, let's play a life theme deck. Let's not goof around with it. Minister of Obligation. Still like just this value guy who's holding a spot, but it might turn out to be an important spot. The Dawning Angels, I still think those are a bit too expensive for their effect. Loxodon Life Chanter is interesting. For 6 mana, it gets +X until end of turn, where X is your life total. Could be very strong. When it enters the battlefield, you may have your life total become the total toughness of creatures you control. It is really expensive. 6 mana is a lot for that ability, but I want to play with it a little bit, to be honest. A few cards I don't feel I need are Moment of Heroism. This is one of the cards that was on the chopping block. Angelic Gift is pretty good, especially for boosting a Primate, and because you get to draw that card. I think the Obligations can go now. The Angelic Reward I really don't like in the deck. I don't know why it's there. I'm not a fan of expensive auras in general, so that's got to have something to do with it. We have a lot of 6-drops. Like a lot of 6-drops, and I just don't feel like I need that many. This one draws cards and gains life, which I think is the best thing in the deck. That's what you want the deck to be doing, so I'm more likely to keep you around. This may be asking for too much. It's a very hard card to cast. It's very big, very strong, but very hard to cast. And Sarah's Guardian giving out Vigilance isn't that important to me. I could honestly cut another one. But we're down to 60 cards. Let's try it as is. I might just want the Sky's Blade more than the Vigilance anyway. I have a Light of the Legion who's occupying a very similar spot to the Guardian and doing the job, and now that I have 2 Inspiring Commanders, yeah. I think I'll still try Sky's Blade because there's always a chance I could have a whole bunch of Healer's Hawks on the battlefield and play them early. Seems incredibly unlikely though. Incredibly unlikely. Oh well. The card can just take over a game. Well, we've got a lot of little lifelinkers, and then an Angel of Vitality, which could get to a 4/4 if played behind these lifelinkers. So let's try. Let's try. Mirror match, perhaps? Okay, we have 3 out of the 4 flyers needed to play Sephara on the cheap, which makes me optimistic this hand might work out. Here is the Healer's Hawk. Sunhome Stalwart, yep. Our opponent's playing a very similar deck. Let's play our Stray. Play more Hawks. Get him. Next turn, Angel of Vitality can basically gain us 4 life here, but we'll be at 19. It might be difficult to get this to a 4/4. And the opponent has a Mentor, the Meek, which is a really strong card in these decks that I can't do much about. I could block with the Charm Stray, and then the Angel would be a 4/4 next turn. I think that's actually fine. Because this will gain an additional life for each Hawk hit. Oh my gosh, if we draw another Healer's Hawk or Angel off the top, we get Sephara. And there we are. 25 life makes Angel of Vitality a 4/4 because we gain 2 life for each Hawk hit. And that's bigger than my opponent's creatures. No, don't kill it. Don't do anything mean. Boo. Boo, no fun. Another one. That'll show him. Unfortunately, this won't be a 4/4 again anytime soon. but we do get to keep picking on the opponent. Wait, that went straight back to a 4-4. I was looking at the wrong life total. Why do they let this man make YouTube videos? Oh yeah, anybody can make a YouTube video these days. Come at me. Let's do this. Let's dance. So there is an interesting reason to attack in that situation, because if the life total goes below 25, this becomes a 2-2. And if this becomes a 2-2, it trades with one of these creatures instead of killing it. But the opponent didn't make that play. All right, let's bash away. Up to 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 would take me below 25. Let's go ahead and throw a pacifism for the stalwart. Keep this hunted witness from getting bigger. Another mentor that can draw so many cards. It's basically like our inspiring commander, but better because it's 3 mana in a deck that loves to play cheap spells. Oof. A blocker for the flyers. Don't like this. Down to 24, back to a 2-2. Charmstray doesn't fly, or we could play the Safara. Oh, it hurts. Alright, you get in there. I don't want to trade it with the Hawk because I need to be able to draw a flyer and play Safara, but the opponent's going to start drawing a million cards. I don't think we have a chance in this game anymore. I think this whole thing fell apart. This one Conclave Tribunal got us. If it hadn't been for this, it would have been an absolute bloodbath in our favor. Also, we're getting an idea of some cards that we would like to have, but this is the M19 version of the deck, and similar to what we said last time, I think the M19 versions are a lot stronger than the M20 versions of the intro decks. I think they really tuned us down a bit. Alright, is it a flyer? It's an inspiring commander I cannot cast. It's a very sad day. Very sad day. What do you do next, opponent? On Sarah's wings? No! God, make them stop. It's brutal. It's so brutal. And now they get to draw all these cards. Alright, we can absorb one of these. We could also try to block off and kill the Mentor of the Meek, but honestly, that's not a very big priority here. I need to keep my flyers so I can play Safara if I draw it. One more. Down to 5. Up to 7. Alright, last chance. Draw a flying creature and we play Safara. Instead, it is a 6th land for the commander, which is just too late. And I've seen enough of that. We were almost there. One Conclave Tribunal. Just, Alright, let's get back into the tuning cycle. This has to be, at least the way I have it here, this has to be about the worst deck I've played. It's just, like, the creatures are so weak. That or my draws are bad. So I need to find some way to improve it a bit. And maybe I'm supposed to go down a heroic road and just try to make fencing aces into giant killers with Moment of Heroism. Maybe that's going to be better. So I'm going to take out the Charmstrays. They've been very disappointing. I'll keep an Angelic Gift probably. Dawn of Hope I want to try, but I'm cutting the Orators too. They've also been incredibly weak for me. The Angel of Vitality gets to stay. This Inspiring Commander has been terrible, so you're out of there. The Life Chanter, the Safara, we're going to get lower to the ground, and I think I have an idea of what I want to do. I want to take Fencing Ace and make it as big as I possibly can, using Moment of Heroism. We can also run a few of these other pump spells too, and this will let us just really be aggressive and try to end games quickly, as opposed to trying to play any kind of a life gain long game. The life gain, what we're going to try to do, sort of what I talked about earlier, is convert the life gain into power with the Johnny's Pridemate, with the Angel of Vitality. Moment of Heroism should put it in range of being a 4/4 much more often. And what else? We've got about 3 more cards. We could try the Angelic reward. How's our creature count? I don't want to run auras without at least 20 creatures. I prefer them to be smaller. I think I'll try out some Master Splicers. They create 3/3 artifact creatures, and then the golems get +1/+1, so they become 4/4s. So it's like 5 mana for 4 power. It's not bad, but it doesn't play with any of the other themes we have going. We could run Dawning Angel instead, which gains life. But I do feel like I need another couple bodies to do some work. This has flying and vigilance. This gives flying to another creature, which that could be good for making our Pridemate and our Double Striker fly. So maybe the Pegasus is the right call. This would be good if I had more of them, and maybe I'll craft them soon. I could also just use Raise the Alarm, which can instant speed make 2 creatures. Although I don't have a lot of use for making tokens in the deck. Aside from being mentored, they don't have synergy with the rest of my things. This says put it in, with this and at least 2 other creatures attack, put a counter on it. I don't think that's particularly strong either. When you attack with that many creatures, you're often winning already. Let's grab one of the Pegasus, and let's grab the Angelic rewards. And there, I guess we can see how it goes. Hopefully the Fencing Ace plus Angelic reward is just going to steal some games for us, along with big life-linking bodies. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a gosh darn minute. You don't get to run the deck when you're no longer in the deck. So, Fencing Ace, you're the new master here. Somebody killed your father. Prepare to die. So, no ways to gain life, but 2 angels and 2 Grizzly Bear 2-drops. Basically, 2 mana for a 2/2 is known in Magic vernacular as a bear, because the Grizzly Bear was a 2 mana 2/2 in the original set, and no other abilities. Let's go for the Stalwart. The Pridemate, well, whatever we play is likely to die. I don't have any life gain for this Pridemate yet, but there is life gain in the deck. So we might draw it later. Also, we now have 5 lands, which is more than we really wanted for this deck, for this version of the deck. We've got a few 5s and 6s, but they're going to come up later. Honor the God Pharaoh will discard Rakdos the Showstopper, a mythic demon, into the graveyard, and it looks like another Reanimator strategy. I played against it with a green deck earlier today. I don't think we played another Reanimator on this video. When I say another, I'm referring to earlier in my day, not in your video. Blood Crypt tapped. And Angrass Rampage will make me sacrifice a creature. I'll get rid of the Stalwart. It's not mentoring anything right now, and the Angel works better with the rest of my deck, but we've drawn 2 straight lands off the top, or 3 straight lands off the top in a hand that didn't need more land. So that is what you call a flood, ladies and gentlemen. We are flooded here today. At least we're going to probably see something cool when Rakdos comes out. And Rakdos wipes out both of our angels and not the opponent's token. So when you're not lucky, you're not lucky. But there's a pacifism. Maybe our luck will change. Pacifism will stop Rakdos from attacking. We'll see if the opponent, with their 5 more cards, can do something awesome. Alright, now they've discarded Villas, another giant demon. And they're going to keep attacking. I don't want to block. I'll save my Pridemate, because with life gain, the Pridemate can be bigger. Angelic Gift. I guess we'll try. But we've drawn too many lands to be competitive in this game. We'll hold on to tactical advantage. We might yet draw a Fencing Ace. Bond of Revival will bring back Villas. That's definitely game. Not gonna beat that. Alright, I'm mulliganing this because it's too slow. Now we have Healer's Hawk Pridemate, which was one of the better things our deck can do. And we can put Light of Legion on the bottom, because it's going to take too long to get to cast this. So let's get it going. You know, it's funny, we had the Pride Mates and we had the Charm Strays in our deck, and we never got this opening. When we had twice as many Lifelinkers. Opponent with the Guild Gate. Let's go, team! Bum, 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 bum. Please don't kill anything. We need everything to live to even have a chance. Because we have nothing else in our hand. Our opponent with a Charm Stray. Okay. Okay, here we go. Hey-ya. What you gonna do? Or against somebody else trying to make Charm Stray work. I don't want to use the tactical advantage there. Let's wait until there is a reason to. No. So angry. Now we have to mentor this Healer Hawk and hope that does the trick forever and ever. Up to 24. Our opponent's still with all these cards. If they're removal spells or just something too big for us to attack through. Okay, War Screecher. It's a 1/3. So I'm going to enter full control mode and show you a trick. We're going to attack with both. And never mind. Don't get to do things the way I want to. We're just going to use a tactical advantage, I think, to blow up a block. Yeah, may as well. Plus we gain the life. Hope for the best. Opponent touching their cards. That means they have a trick too. Desperate Lunge. 3/5. 4/4. Nobody dies. Okay. Can I draw something off the top that's not a frickin' land? That is now the big question. Okay, the makeshift battalion comes down. Another Charm Stray comes down. The opponent's putting some pieces together. Fencing Ace, you are so late, and I just used my pump spell. I'm disappointed. I guess this isn't blocking much, so let's just gain the 2 life from it. The opponent can block it with the War Screecher, but we gain the life. Johnny's Pride Mate, crap. I wonder what the opponent's black spells are. So far we've only seen Ob Nixilis' Cruelty, and everything else is white anyway. The first striker should hold off just about any attack here. There's no way to gain life from the attack unless the opponent can make the cats bigger. Makeshift Battalion puts a counter on itself. And so there we go. Alright, let's turn them sideways. I'm going to send you 2 in because I can mentor. And see what the opponent does. So the Mentor on Double Strike means this hits for 4 total damage. The opponent could do something like put the Charm Stray and the Battalion in front of it, for example, if they wanted. But this won't gain life. This is a bit of a trap. The opponent might have thought they were going to gain life there, but they didn't, because the First Strike and Double Strike kill things that block them before they deal any damage. Alright, 6 mana lets the War Screecher tap to give other creatures +1/+1. That can be a big problem. Oh no, Bond of Discipline! The card we cut from our deck. Alright, let's see how this goes. The opponent gets a huge hit in with a lot of lifelink, and they grow their Pride Mate a lot. And we draw land. This is so brutal. But I'll attack here. And I guess we'll keep all the first striking action available. And I'll hold this to make the opponent think I have a trick. I have flooded again and again and again, and it's been a tough day in the arena for mono white CGB, but the video must go on. There's the pumps. Let's see if the opponent attacks here. They attack with the Pridemate. So I have to put in front the Fencing Ace and the Stalwarts, or I could take 7. The thing is, I could just draw another First Striker or a way to make the Ace bigger, and then the next time that the Pridemate attacks, it would die. Oh, I do not like this attack. I can kill this with these blocks. Or I could take this. I could completely take this damage and kill the Lifelinker. Like this. And then this stays as a 7/7, and we take 6, we take 13. But you have to be willing to take some damage. The battalion can get brickwalled next turn. The opponent doesn't gain life, so the Pridemate doesn't get bigger. The Healer's Hawk will get me 2 life back. So down to 8. Off the top, it's another Pridemate. That can be a good draw. The Hawk can gain some life to get him growing and end that turn. The opponent can still make their Pridemate a 7/7 if they wish. And we'll wait and see what they decide to do. We're moving into combat, and everybody wants to attack. So I can kill you off and possibly go to 3. The opponent could have a pump spell to deal that last damage, and you see them reaching for this card. So maybe I'm not supposed to block this way. Maybe this is risking the whole game. I don't think they would risk this if they weren't going to win. So if I block like this, the opponent's 6 damage is going to kill what? These 2? And leave you? It's not great. Okay, so I think we do this. And then this. If the opponent has a pump spell, they're going to blow up our block anyway, and I don't think we can win. So let's leave it like this. And if we die, we die. If we weren't going to die, the opponent would pump here and blow up all of our creatures. So I don't think it's worth playing around a pump spell that would lethal us. I think it's worth playing around a pump spell that would let all my creatures die. So I'm going to block like this. So if the opponent has a +2/+2, we're still alive. It might look bad, because we could just lose. Okay, it's Obnixilus's Cruelty. Alright, and we still get to kill the Pridemate because of the way we stack this up. The Pridemate takes down a lot of our creatures, but if we hadn't set that up the way we did, we would have just, I think, lost the game if all of our creatures had died and the Pridemate had lived. And this is a big draw. And I think we just want to swing the game by attacking with everybody. Let the opponent attack us for 7. We're going to gain 7. And we'll grow this Pridemate even bigger. Now we could make this a 4/4 and then try to ambush this, but being a 6/5, it's still a bad block. So we'll go like this. And there's some growth, and your turn. Still holding the land to make my opponent think I might have another trick. They must have drawn a decent card. They have a lot to think about, and they say go. Alright. I'm going to keep attacking with my Healer's Hawk to try to make my Pridemate bigger. But another land is a very bad draw. That's brutal. That's very brutal. But at least now the Pride Mate is big enough to tango with the battalion. Okay, it's our opponent's turn to draw land off the top. The opponent not willing to trade the battalion right now. Oh, that draw. All right, I am now bigger.
Until we achieve peace, we must fight for a better.
So this will gain 2 life and grow the Pride Mate, and we can attack for 7. The opponent can turn around though and attack down the Ajani, which isn't great. Then they can hold back the Screecher, block with the Screecher. Then I have a 7, they have a 6/5, and my Ajani's gone. I'm just going to hold back. Then I can start making the cat tokens now that this Ajani can take on this battalion. The opponent might use the Screecher to pump the battalion, and then they trade, and then I can make cat tokens. Well, okay, interesting. Here's my block. Did the opponent have yet another pump spell? They've had no problems drawing them, but this is just a trade. We didn't lose. All right, another Pride Mate off the top. Let's generate another one. Then the plus will grow both of them. Let's go, team. Let's go, Ajani Cat team. Okay, that's a fail. That isn't what you want to do. All right, let's go ahead and go up with life to grow these. All right, your turn. Facing a very lethal looking board. Gideon's Battlecry. Put a +1/+1 counter on each creature. Search for a Gideon the Oathsworn. Reveal it. Put it into your hand and shuffle your library. Well, there you go. Whenever you attack with 2 or more non-Gideon creatures, put a counter on each of them. +2 becomes a 5/5. -9. Exile each creature your opponents control. Ugh. Well, let's try to kill the opponent quickly. If the opponent blocks the Angel, they die. So we can attack safely with all of these. The opponent's forced to block a Pride Mate here. We know the last card in their hand, so we don't have to play around anything tricky. And they can't bear to part with their War Screecher, so they go down instead. Let's go ahead and crack our pack here as we've come near the end of the video. And we got a squad captain, that doesn't really help. Another Spitfire, which is an extra, and a Cavalier Knight, which is mythic and can go in our black deck. But sweet, opened more mythics. Let's also take a look back at our deck. This is called tuning after all. Are we getting the tuning done? Honestly, I feel at a loss because I'm just not sure what I'm supposed to be doing here. I'm going to add the Battlefield promotion because I think it's a good combat trick for this version of the deck with the Fencing Ace in it, as well as with the Ajani's Pride Mate. It's much better here than it was before, and I'm tempted to cut land because I flooded in so many games, but I think Angelic Reward is still the worst card, and I think the 24 land is still a pretty good number. Whatever. We're trimming it away because this is ridiculous. Let's see. Is there anything else we can, should, or would add to this deck to try to help it out? I could try that lifelink combat trick that our opponent played, the Bond of Discipline, and I guess I'll try one. It's just not a card I like. I think it's bad, but alas, we did win that game, so maybe it is, but there's nothing wrong with trying a card every now and then. 5 mana. I can't do it. Give me the Master Splicers. Give me the Master Splicers. I like them. They're feisty. Give me those instead. And what will I take out? I guess I have one more card I can try taking out. I'm going to take out Light of Legion. I just never have the 6 mana, or when I do, it's like the only 6-drop in the deck, and I just cut a land. Make up your mind, CGB. This is a tough one. I have never lost so much with any of the new player decks, and I think this one is probably the worst, but if you have a suggested build, if you're a veteran or you played and got a lot of wins with this deck, then go ahead and leave your build in comments, as I'm trying to help out new players, but sometimes the community can help them as much, if not more, than I can. So let's roll out of Angelic Army here. I'm looking forward to getting into our next video. I put up a poll on my main YouTube account. It had 500 votes last I saw of what deck to master next. We have access now to all of these other builds, which will be very exciting. But we also have all these enemy guilds unlocked. The Izzet, Orzhov, Boros, and Simic Guild. As of right now, the Golgari Guild is leading the vote to be the next deck that we tune for this video series. So let me know in comments what you want me to tune. And I'm taking a vacation. The channel's going to be really quiet for a few weeks. I'm trying to pre-record some content and release it gradually so it's not completely dead. But the Covert Go Free channel will return in force probably in 2 weeks with more regular videos, assuming that we still have the views, assuming that you guys are enjoying it, assuming that the feedback is good or something I can work with. Thank you for watching this tuning video on the Covert Go Free account. Remember to subscribe, like, and share with your friends who are getting into Arena if you enjoy the content. If you want to support the content and the channel, there's a list of ways to do it in the description, all kinds of options that would help me out. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.